funny experience because Joseph had said to bring my husband with me, but he was like, don't worry, he's not going to ask you anything. And so we're standing in the line for the interview, and there was one lovely guy asking, nice, sensible questions, very personable. Next thing, the other window went up, and definitely a military man, let's just say. So calls us forward and completely ignored me. Sir, how long have you been married to your wife? My poor husband nearly got the date wrong because he was so good, like. So wow. It was funny, but he literally asked us. He asked even how long he'd been married to me. He said, "Where are your children?" To me.
Oh wow.
At home. And and then he was like, "Right, your visa's approved." Just like that was it.
Hello and welcome to everyone out there. My name is Salon Phillips. I am with the Remus Law Group, and we work with Visa to America, and we have a very special guest with us this morning. Can you please say your name for us so everyone can know who you are?
Genevieve Sheehan, founder and CEO of Shinko Travel.
Yes, and where are you from, Miss? Can I call you Genevieve?
You can, of course. I'm speaking to you from a small little village in the southwest of Ireland.
Ireland, and that's where you're from originally, right?
Yep, born and bred.
Okay, so tell us first a little bit about your business, that you've started a business.
Yeah, well, I actually founded the business back in 2012, so it's a very established business, but it's gone through a number of changes, staying agile and innovative. So we would have started as what's called an inbound tour operator, doing luxury trips around Ireland initially for a mainly North American market, but we would have done everything from our base in Ireland. We've always been a virtual company, so we work from home. All our team work from home. And so we grew and developed a very well-recognized brand. By 2015, we had guests wanting to travel to the UK with us as well. So we expanded our product base and started doing luxury trips to Ireland, to Scotland, England, and Wales, as well as Ireland. So we rebranded in 2016 to Shinko Travel. So I suppose for a number of reasons, not least of which that our main clientele is based in the US, I've always wanted to move our sales operation over there. So as I kind of investigated various options on doing that, it came to my realization that franchising was going to be the best way to go about that. Yeah.
Okay, so it was your goal to open a franchise in the US at some point?
Yeah, so we're franchising nationally across the US. So it's very innovative in what we're doing, because the Irish business is now becoming what we're calling what we would call a destination management company, which means it provides trips, but it does that on a B2B basis. Who it does it for, the difference with us, most DMCs would work with a broad range of tour operators, travel agents. We exclusively work with Shinko Travel Inc., which is one of our US corporations, and our agents are only franchisees. So we have Shinko Travel Franchise Inc., also based in the US, who looks after the franchisees. So where you sometimes have a travel agent buying from a tour operator, buying from a DMC, you have that set up, but we're doing everything within the one organization.
Awesome. So how did you get in touch with Visa to America?
Met him at a franchise show. So I met the lovely Joseph at the franchise show in Florida. And so he told me, I don't have any immediate plans to move to the US. That probably will be in the future at some point, but I live in a beautiful part of the world. I travel to the US a lot. I quite enjoy traveling, so it's not too much of a hardship, but I love coming home. But Joseph said, look, you own 2 US corporations, definitely having a visa and, everything would open a lot of doors for me. So I said, yeah, it was on the cards. I had looked into it a number of years ago, but I was told at the time that it would be very difficult. So I don't know, rightly or wrongly, but Joseph did not make it difficult. He made it easy.
Awesome. What type of visa was it?
So E2 visa.
Okay, so it was an E2,
Yeah.
and he explained to you all the different types of visa, and then E2 was the one that you wanted to go
Well,
with.
I suppose I'd done my research previously. You know, Ireland obviously has a very long-standing business relationship with the US, so there's a lot of really, you know, there's a lot of knowledge there, I suppose, about doing business in the US. I've been doing business in the US as a foreign entity, I suppose, for many years, since 2012. You know, it's always been our main market, so I would have always gone there on sales trips. So as I say, I had researched visas before, so I knew E2 would be the way to go. I overcomplicated things for poor Joseph because I had 2 US corporations, I had 3 passports,
Wow.
because I also hold a British and Canadian passport. So yeah, that was our biggest problem, was like, which passport, which company?
Wow. So he got everything together for you, and now you
Yeah,
have your visa?
I do.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And the process, did you go through an interview?
I did. I had I went up to our embassy here in Dublin, and it was so funny because, you know, you're always nervous in these situations, even though I was pretty sure and happy that everything was, all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed. But it was a funny experience because Joseph had said to bring my husband with me, but he was like, don't worry, he's not going to ask you anything. And so we're standing in the line for the interview, and there was one lovely guy asking, you know, nice, sensible questions, very personable. Next thing, the other window went up, and you know, definitely a military man, let's just say. So calls us forward and completely ignored me. Sir, how long have you been married to your wife? My poor husband nearly got the date wrong because he was so kind of like. So
Wow.
it was funny, but he literally asked us. He asked even how long he'd been married to me. He said, "Where are your children?" To me.
Oh, wow.
No. And yeah, and then he was like, "Right, your visa's approved." Just like, that was it. It's so funny.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
You felt
very not what I was expecting. Let's just say.
But you felt you was prepared for the interview?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Joseph had talked me through everything. So yeah.
Awesome. What the experience was like working with Visa to America, and any recommendations you can give for anyone who might be interested in following your successful path.
Sure, absolutely. So found Visa to America very easy to work with, very responsive. Joseph was always available. Still, I'm shoot him the odd question and he'll come back very quickly and help me out with it. So just really nice organization, really know their stuff, made me feel very comfortable and confident about getting the visa.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Genevieve.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.